Hello and welcome back, everyone, to La-Mulana 2 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, after having successfully defeated Fafnir, we get our first Crystal Skull. If you recall, although we only did the randomizer, so I don't remember how when we actually got the Crystal Skull in the first game. But the Crystal Skull is one of the endgame items from La-Mulana 1. Damn it! I really wish that the bats were a darker shade of blue so I could see them, for one. And for two, La-Mulana 2 likes dropping you into spikes with a pit trap. It does it a lot. I think every area in the game has at least one instance where if you're not careful, you just walk over a segment of ground. It has got it will open up and throw you into a set of spikes.
Surprise!
Hi, Billy. I don't think Billy ever changes his specific words, his specific dialogue that he throws at Lamisa. A majority of the other NPCs in the game actually do, though.
They call this character development.
So what's new in the world of Cloud as we continue through Eg-lana?
The world of music is bright and beautiful.
Yeah. So we rescued Sigyn's husband, but she doesn't know where the fuck he went. So
better keep looking. Go on now. You have a whole series of ruins to explore.
Hey, look, more monies.
And then Carbuncle fires Thundershock from his jewel laser forehead.
It is not a Thundershock. Mostly because it's a single energy beam, so. And it's not even really a beam, it's like a single energy bullet.
It is a bolt, if you will. Thunderbolt.
The Alpha Series Prophecy. There are 5 of these tablets floating around somewhere, and they are tied very specifically toward to unlocking and actually completing the game. I believe I only actually successfully show off 4 of them because the final one is tied to a puzzle that I refuse to finish. Also, we got Ratatoskir's data entry. A majority of the mini bosses do not actually drop their encyclopedia entry when they're defeated. You have to usually scout around the area that they're in order to find it. And the same is true for a majority of the not a majority, but a large portion of the NPCs that we encounter in the game.
Oh, come on, Mr. Gerda. That was a breakable wall. You could have broken that.
You sure that was a breakable wall?
Are you sure? Because I didn't see you whip it back and forth. Whip it back and forth.
Yes. Phobos mentions that these are Candlestick of Time. These are Candlestick of Time pedestals. We will not ever get the ability to interact with those successfully. I am very, very upset about that.
Well, I suppose this is just one of many costs you have to pay when you cut your losses on a game that you don't finish.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of lingering mysteries. Which I suppose speaks to the game's prerogative to get you interested enough to finish it.
We got Nidhogg's encyclopedia entry too. Wow. The thing is, the mysteries that are behind the Candlestick of Time are relevant to the story of the game, certainly, but not really relevant to the gameplay experience for the player. It's one of the minor things that La-Mulana 1 actually does significantly better than La-Mulana 2 does. Having integration of the myths be relevant to gameplay actions that the player ends up taking.
Right, and then going to some of the more cryptic shit towards the end of the game, solving riddles and getting key items and then using them the right way and setting objects in the right order. Yeah, that could be. That's a sure way to lock a lot of people out from finishing the game. Is I just didn't get it.
So, Phobos has mentioned that we have successfully opened a soul gate, which will allow us to traverse into deeper parts of the Eg-lana ruins. Oh, this is actually a new obstacle that was not in La-Mulana 1 all that much. Stairs! Lumisa has the ability to climb on stairs, and while she's climbing on stairs, she is immune to knockback. This ends up being a problem more than a benefit.
Immune to knockback.
Yep.
I would think that you would want to be on stairs very often.
Yeah, and then you realize that being immune to knockback okay. Being immune to knockback sounds like a really good steroid in general, because then you're no longer being shifted around by enemy presence. However, the downside of being locked to the stairs is very specifically, well, suppose that there's an enemy that you need to actually either ascend or descend in order to deal with. Well, you're locked to the stairs now, so you can't descend in order to deal with that enemy.
Right. Good reason to get off the stairs.
Divine Fortress. We're going to be spending the rest of the part here exploring the Divine Fortress quite a bit. Divine Fortress is honestly a significantly easier area than I give it credit for, but it comes with it comes with some introduction, the introduction of some styles of enemies that I am not necessarily fond of. Specifically, these ghost soul enemies that, although aren't all that threatening to us right now, are definitely going to be threatening with their upgraded versions later on. Also, the Garibursty boars are effectively the same as the stone hands from La-Mulana 1, yet they seem more difficult to deal with, specifically in timing when you're supposed to do the attack. Hey, Hermode.
Frog.
It's not just a frog, it's a Vadianoi.
Yo, hoi, me noi. He jumped through numerous surfaces.
Yes.
At once, he was at the bottom of the screen, and then he was near the top.
Hey, Tyr. So,
gotta call this Lumisa and Friends.
So the next major thing that we need to do as Lumisa for us to really progress through Eg-lana is specifically we need to actually go and deal with Virita, the super weapon that is hiding in another field. Virita is actually is supposed to be your second area guardian that you take down, and I think it kind of has to be. I want to say that it has to be, but I'm not entirely certain.
Oh, I see. Aim and shoot. Yep. Nice.
Yep. Come on.
You're a little better in the aiming department. That almost. Short jump. Long jump. The height that Lumisa jumps to corresponds to the duration of time that the player leaves the jump button depressed on the controller.
Yes, it does. That was the stone tablet that actually tells us what Virita actually is. You know, a giant super weapon created by one of the other races that are floating around. Once again, we have a collection of races that are floating around Eg-lana, and their interactions with each other are supposed to be well fleshed out and interesting, but they aren't actually all that fleshed out enough, in my personal opinion. Also,
I am
we have
the question mark
fairy.
Listen.
This particular fairy is better than Navi in that she actually offers us healing, which is nice.
Yeah, we're at full health. So she's just gonna follow us around until we take enough damage, saying, "I'm out of fairy dust."
No, all the fairies in the game, because there are multiple fairies. We will be showing off at least two of the 4. Follow you around for a set amount of time.
Oh, time.
The reason why we want the reason why we want this particular fairy is so that we can have an easier time dealing with this particular mini boss, Hugin and Mugen, Odin's Crows.
There's one of them. All right, now just be a little fast and loose, because as long as you got a fairy, the fairy will keep you at full health,
or at least attempt to.
Well, the fairy does have to allow a brief moment of time when, okay, you did take damage. Now for the recovery.
There we go.
Nice.
With Hugin and Mugen taken down, we gain access to the Origin Sigil. Now, the sigils from La-Mulana 1 are all back. Origin, Birth, Life, and Death. We'll be getting the first 3. And the reason why we aren't getting Death is because it is tied very specifically to the area that I'm not going to be going to.
Goodbye, fairy friend.
Nah. Oh,
Ow.
Look, Spike Pinball.
Ow. Right, because you got knocked as though by a bumper into the spikes.
Yep.
I see. It's spike ball. So every time you fall into a pit, it strikes me the game wants you to get into the habit of don't just fall straight down.
You don't have a choice.
Try to go to the. Well, I mean, sometimes you do.
No, you do not. If you are falling, you cannot. If you are falling specifically, you cannot adjust your horizontal movement.
Oh.
It's one of the reasons why Spike Pinball ends up becoming such a big problem, because although if you get hit by an enemy, you're usually not falling straight down. There are plenty of instances where you are still falling straight down, and it ends up throwing you directly into spikes. Well, I literally don't have an answer to that. I'm just going to take a percent of my health because I got hit by an enemy. I get hit twice for one mistake. No, Spike Pinball is honestly one of the most recursive annoyances in the entire game. But thankfully, we got the Ankh Jewel for Immortal Battlefield. No, this is Immortal Battlefield. This is Divine Fortress, right?
We'll talk about the hallmark of dungeon exploration is getting lost a little bit.
Yes.
No,
we got getting lost a lot in this game, actually. Mostly because, although I did do a test run to figure out exactly how much I wanted to show off, I end up on accident, and I do sequencing a little bit differently, and it screws over what I actually want to do a little bit during the mid game. Thankfully, I did actually manage to find the Shellhorn early on, so
nice.
It took me forever to find the Shellhorn during the test run, to the point where I didn't get the Shellhorn until after I was done with the test run. So.
Oh my God, they can jump down too.
Yes, they can jump down.
Stupid frogs.
Thankfully, the whip dealing 2 points of damage is actually enough to deal with most of the starting enemies. It's just the Vanir, and I think the Vanir right now are the only enemies that we've encountered that actually can survive a single whip strike.
And there's also the
those are the dark elves.
skeletons.
Those are the dark elves that are on screen at the moment. They have the grounded laser beam.
Lasers.
Well, laser projectile. Damn it! No, what I'm trying to do here specifically is get enough experience orbs in order to level up so I can actually heal up before going into the next area.
Oh shit. Oh boy.
Yeah. This particular enemy summons Valkyries at you. That is her entire purpose. She will slowly patrol the air, and if you get too close to her, she just summons Valkyries at you. And
next time on Ancient Aliens.
Well, on Ancient Norse, rather. We'll continue exploring Eg-lana. Be safe, everybody.
Remember, don't put all your eggs in one basket.